The Cantabrians is a sword and sandal film about the Cantabrian Wars, starring and directed by Paul Naschy. The film describes the conflict between Cantabrian guerrilla leader Coricotta and Roman general Marcus Agrippa. Cast: Paul Naschy as Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa, Daniel Bari as Coricotta, Veronica Mairiel as Elia, Coricotta's sister, Alfredo Mayo as Labaro, a druid, Julia Sally as Selenia, a seer, Blanca Estrada as Turinia, Coricotta's wife, Andres Rezano as Augustus Caesar, Antonio Aranzo as Sonanza, Cantabrian traitor, Ricardo Palacios as Gurko, adopted Cantabrian warrior, Pepe Ruiz as Huron, adopted Cantabrian warrior, Paloma Hurtado as Calpurnia, Frank Branner as Proculo, Mariano Vidal Molina as Salvio. Plot: a voiceover describes how the Cantabrian tribes led by Coricotta have repeatedly defeated the Roman attempts to annex their territory in Spain. In Rome, Augustus is furious. His general Agrippa proposes a new plan to defeat the Cantabrians by adopting their own guerrilla tactics. Meanwhile in Spain, Coricotta attacks what he thinks is a Roman gold transport, only to find rocks. He frees the slaves, who join his forces. Selenia, a seer, warns Coricotta of danger, but also tells Coricotta that his wife has given birth to a son. While Coricotta sees his wife and new child, Agrippa meets with Sonanza, a Cantabrian traitor, who agrees to help him. Aided by the traitor, Agrippa ambushes and defeats part of Coricotta's force. Selenia gives Coricotta a drug, and he dreams that to fight Agrippa is to fight death himself. However, supported by the druid Labaro, he refuses to give in. In the next battle, Coricotta takes Agrippa's men by surprise, badly mauling the Romans. Agrippa is furious and discovers that his Cantabrian mistress has been informing Coricotta about Roman troop movements. Realizing that the Cantabrian spirit of the resistance will not easily be broken, Agrippa decides to adopt more ruthless tactics, telling his men to take no prisoners, including the women and children. Coricotta is ambushed and badly wounded, but escapes. Labaro and Selenia say that Agrippa must be stopped. Elia, Coricotta's sister, resolves to kill Agrippa using a sacred knife given her by Selenia. She sneaks into his tent and tries to stab him, but after a hard struggle with Agrippa, she is seriously wounded by an arrow shot by a guard. Agrippa is struck by her beauty and spirit. He nurses her back to health and falls in love with her. The two become lovers. Agrippa gives Elia a letter to take to Coricotta offering peace terms. Sonanza denounces her as a traitor, whipping up a crowd to stone her. Coricotta intervenes and kills Sonanza. Agrippa discusses the situation with Augustus, who agrees to offer a large reward for the capture of Coricotta. Coricotta himself then appears before Augustus, offering himself in exchange for the freedom of his people. Augustus is impressed by his bravery and lets him go. Selenia tells Agrippa that he must resolve things in a personal combat between himself and Coricotta. In the fight, Coricotta defeats Agrippa, who agrees to leave his people alone, for the moment. Coricotta leaves with his family and followers, taking the reward. Production and reception. Naschy took this project over from Spanish horror film director Armando de Osorio, who had originally been hired to direct it. Naschy totally rewrote the screenplay and recast the film. Appearing under his own name as lead actor, he used the pseudonym Jacinto Molina as director and screenwriter. The film failed miserably at the box office.